101.1 FM. Our conversation with the friends from the Indiana County Veterans Providers Group is brought to you by Marcus & Mack, a law firm representing injured people. Diana Overman is with us this morning. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
And you brought a guest with you today, a guest who has been with us before.
I did. David Gray is here. He is part of our Veteran Providers Group, has worn a couple hats when he's joined our group probably 3 or 4 years ago. David works with the DuBois Vet Center. He's going to talk a little bit about what he does.
Mm-hmm. In fact, you're going to wear a couple of hats today with us, aren't you?
I am, Todd. Thanks for having me back.
Yeah.
So because this is a very important aspect of veterans healthcare, I'd like to come back and talk about what we do. So vet centers, we were established as part of the VA in 1979, and there are over 320 vet centers across the country, nationwide. Here in the state of Pennsylvania, there are 12 vet centers. We focus on the war zone veteran, World War II veterans up to the current global war on terrorism, and we provide readjustment counseling for those war zone veterans. And we deliver that therapy in a few different ways: individual counseling, group therapy, marriage and couples counseling, bereavement counseling. We provide bereavement counseling for families who've lost active duty service members, military sexual trauma, male or female, doesn't matter where or when it happened, regardless of deployment status. Here in the state of Pennsylvania, there are 12 vet centers. Our vet center covers 12 counties here in West Central PA, McKean County down to Blair, Center County to Clarion County. And then we also provide our counseling to a couple of special populations. So unmanned aerial vehicle operators, mortuary affairs, peacekeeping operations, so your Bosnia, Kosovo, Jordan folks. And we provide that counseling for those individuals. And active duty service members. So your ROTC cadre at IUP and your recruiters down in Warren, we provide that counseling to those individuals as well.
Yeah.
Now, why we see this as important is when we deploy, everybody experiences different things. When they come home, we all process things in different ways. Vet centers are uniquely equipped to help those service members readjust when they come back home. Now, we are a facet of the VA, and a lot of folks will ask, well, what makes you different from the VA hospital or the VA clinics? And the majority of our counselors are veterans, with approximately half of those being former war zone veterans themselves. So what does that mean? We speak the language. We can connect with a veteran much quicker, we seem to think, on that level to help them address their barriers and help them move the ball down the field, if you will.
With such a wide field that you're covering and the number of counties that are involved out of the DuBois Vet Center, which Indiana County is a part, tell me
those points. McKean County, we have 2. Center County, we have 1. And Blair County, we have 1. Now, our friends down at the White Oak Vet Center have an access point here in Indiana County. They have one counselor comes up to they have a spot over at the open door, and he comes up, I believe, once a month. But if a veteran was to call our number, 814-372-2095, and say, I'm a war zone veteran, I live in Indiana County.
Obviously.
It really is. For those veterans that might be transportationally challenged, we think that that's another facet of that service that we provide, and especially for the folks here in Indiana County.
Yeah. Okay. Switch hats.
Switch hats.
This sounds pretty exciting, what you were just telling me about.
Okay, so I'm going to take my VA hat off. I have to for certain purposes. So, in pursuant to a presidential proclamation in 2012 by President Barack Obama, and then in 2017, President Trump reaffirmed that presidential proclamation honoring Vietnam veterans. So, March 29th was designated as Vietnam Veterans Day. So in March of 2020, March 27, 2020, we are going to be hosting a Vietnam Veterans Recognition Ceremony at the Indiana VFW for Vietnam veterans of Indiana County. So that event's going to start at 4 p.m. And the eligibility comes from the Vietnam Veterans 50th Anniversary Commemorative Committee down in Washington, D.C. Excuse me. It's living U.S. veterans who served on active duty in the U.S. Armed Forces at any time during the period of November 1, 1955 to May 15, 1975, regardless of location, are eligible to receive one lapel pin. So in my job, I've attended a few of these in different counties. So this year, early this year, I said to myself, well, I want to recognize those veterans of Indiana County. So I spoke to the commander at the VFW. We formed a committee. We applied to get recognized as a Vietnam Veterans 50th Commemoration Partner out of the folks at DC. So now we are part of that. I have made contact through mail to the other VFW in the county and in the other American Legions in the county to say, hey, this is an invitation to you all. Hopefully you'll spread this. I sent them the flyer and the application. Hopefully they'll reproduce it, get it out to their folks at their posts. They'll send it to us, and on March 27th, we will be able to recognize all those Vietnam veterans.
Yeah, now that's going to be happening at the VFW.
At the
here in Indiana.
VFW.
March 27th, for those who don't know, is a Friday.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, we decided because March 29th is on a Sunday, and that's the official day, we just thought that having it on the Friday, that way would free up that Sunday for folks that really don't want to come to the VFW just for that.
Yeah, and that's a good idea. And so for folks who want to participate in that, obviously they can go through their VFW or their Legion.
Yep.
But for further information about it, is that their only source, or is there an online source? Or
They can go to the VFW Facebook page,
okay,
or they can call 724-465-2121. That's to the VFW.
okay,
Just say, they just need their name and their branch of service. To say that they want to participate in the Vietnam lapel pinning ceremony. We will get them on the list. Senator Joe Pittman and Representative Jim Struzzi's office, they're currently putting together a combined certificate as well for those folks. Hopefully they'll be there.
Yeah.
And I've also made contact with Senator Toomey's office. Hopefully he, or if he's not down in D.C., or a representative will be there from his office.
That'd be good.
Yeah.
That'd be really good. And what a nice idea.
Yep.
Very, very nice. Very nice. Diane,
You can find all that information on our Facebook page too, the Indiana County Veteran Providers Group. The information will be there and the application too.
All right.
So
There you go. That's a wonderful thing.
it really is.
Yeah.
We've had a lot of really big events in the past year and coming up this year, and I'm always just taken back by the generosity that Indiana County has toward veterans. But this is the core of our group. This is the work that we do. The Vet Center is out every day. If David's not with a veteran, he's out looking for a veteran. So this is what we do.
Yeah, and one of the things, David, when we're honoring Vietnam vets, you gave that date range, and maybe people don't realize that we had people in Vietnam in 1955. And it actually started all the way back in the Eisenhower administration, right after Korea.
Yep.
And it continued for many, many years.
It sure did, yeah.
And so there are guys, and those folks are aging just like every other aspect of the population, and it's now to the point where Vietnam veterans, we're starting to lose them at a pretty fast rate.
We are, yes. Indiana County has about 6,000 veterans. Those are surviving World War II up to the current global war on terrorism. And, that number, unfortunately, it starts to go down as we lose that aging population.
Yeah, that's very good. All right, so everybody, let's get on board with this, and it's a great idea. Diane, anything else we need to pass along today? We had the veterans sleepover over the weekend.
Did. We raised close to $3,000 with that event.
Wow. Kevin emailed me at, it was after 7 o'clock, and they were only going to be there till 8, and they were over 2,000, so you really bumped it up there in that last
we had some
hour.
private organizations donate, so the
good.
total was close to $3,000. And
That's good shape.
those are the fun events, and those allow some of the partners in our VPG to do the work that they do.
Yeah.
But again, it's partners like David that serve the veterans, and that's what we're most proud about.
Absolutely. David, great. Thanks so much for coming in to visit with us again.
Thank you for having me, Don.
We appreciate it. Diane,
Thank
as
you.
always, it is the voice of Indiana County. Will you